now. So welcome everyone to the session. So here we are out learning of how we can create and deploy a machine learning model with the help of Azure. So as we all know that with time, AI revolution is being going on and we have to learn to adapt with it. Creating machine learning models become important as well. So this is our first session, creating and deploying a first classification model. We are the speakers. Harsh Mariwal. I'm from JIT, second year student. I'm a science winner and a alpha ML, let's say. And Chanchal, she's uh, second year BTech undergraduate and a beta ML. So first of all, we would like to thank Women in Tech because they are the one who made us unable to organize this event, first of all. So I would like to give the mic to Radhika ma'am and Sarika ma'am. So say a few words to the other students.
Sure. Okay, just allow me a moment. Uh, can you all see me?
Yeah, batchmate है.
Yes, Radhika.
Oh, okay, great. I'm audible too. Excellent. You know what? I've lost this, so I took some time to get back. Okay, cool. Wonderful to see so many people be enthusiastic about these emerging topics and ML and AI. Yeah, that's how we have been, right? If there's a new trend, everybody wants to learn about it. And what's important is, yeah, just to continue to be a part of these communities and then make up your mind on, what to pursue and how to pursue. But anything that helps align with sorting out your aspirations, helping in your career paths, or getting to learn a new skill, or maybe even starting a business is exactly what we intend to help you on. So, having said that, um, thank you, Sarika and team. The Women in Tech Delhi chapter for putting this together. Thank you, Harsh and Chanchul, for taking the time to partner with us to have the speaker session. And I will just take 5 minutes to introduce our enthusiastic, the student community. I believe most of us here are, learners are from the student background. Yes, somebody is raising a hand. Maybe there's an audio issue. Um, who raised a hand? Can you raise it again? I think I missed seeing it was okay. It's lowered. So yeah. So I would like to introduce the Women in Tech India chapter to our student community here for two reasons. Well, we will know wonderful things that are happening in the world in India too, and it's important you have a group, a community, people whom you can be inspired from, whom you can learn from, whom you can reach out to for any help. Our intent is to provide that forum, the support to young aspirants. It's definitely women and women who would want to pursue tech because that's an area we feel, has opportunity for a lot of women to be part of. But at the same time, we're not just limiting it to women. We want it to be primarily for them, but anybody beyond who's willing to be connected with us, we are very happy to welcome because we aim at that diversity too. So let me share my screen to yes. Somebody has something to say? No? Okay. Okay. May I request everybody just to mute so that I can really know if somebody has an issue? It seems there's some background. So allow me to share a few minutes. with you and walk you through what Women in Tech is and what Women in Tech India is. I will share my screen. Harsh, if you are,
Radhika, you are on mute, I think. Radhika?
yeah, it's somebody's muting me. So
Oh,
maybe you want to check with Harsh. Harsh, do you want to see if you can unmute me and also share a presentation?
Yeah,
Potentially,
just a
maybe,
second.
yeah, no, no, not a problem. See what you can do.
Yeah, now it should be fine.
Yeah, and I've got the shared permissions too. Yeah, everybody good? Audio and all that. We can move ahead.
yes, Radhika.
Okay, cool. So let me share window. Able to see my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Pushpa.
Okay, super. Yeah, I just saw a few people joining, and if you can take care of that, Harsh, Sarika, I'll just continue with, sharing what I have.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, super. Okay, let me get onto my. Yeah, so women in tech, it's actually now a moment. Started off small with one woman trying to make a difference and create an impact, and this has taken its roots in France, and that's where it is headquartered now. And right now, we are ever since 2018, which is just about 5 years. We have actually impacted these numbers across the globe. So we have 45 chapters across the world. What you're seeing on the right is how big our presence is. And you see that we're happy to see that there is a presence created in India, and that's something that we're trying to grow. And we have about 255 team members and about 109 advisory board members. This was a valuable resource for us. They have helped us make the connections to various partners, opened up avenues for our women who are already having careers, for women who are aspiring to grow in their career, for our girls who are studying in schools, in undergraduate courses, and in postgraduate courses, and wanting to know more or finding the right avenues. And for those people who may not be really aspiring for careers, also how technology can help them in their business, in their regular life. So all of these advisory board members have been instrumental in giving us those connections for us to move forward and giving us those resources. And we are happy to say that we've impacted more than 3 lakh members through our diverse activities. Now, what are these activities? Let's see. So we are saying that the mission statement is by joining the global effort. Yeah, you all of you can't imagine how strong it becomes to have those connections within your local teams, within your national team, within the global teams to link what we are doing to an UN Sustainable Development Goals. And we are aiming that by 2030, we are empowering not less than 5 million women and girls. Well, these are our regional directors across the globe. And so we have them across the LATAM, across Lusophone, Africa, APAC, Caucasus, and Europe, MENA, and North America. What we need to know is we working directly, the India chapter is working directly with UK Azawa, who's the regional director for the APAC region. Okay, now what we have is in India, well, we just had a soft launch. It's not a formal launch in October. And I would be leading the India chapter, and I'm lucky I have a wonderful team with me. This is our Delhi ambassador, Sarika, who's managed to put together this event with the team in a short time. And I have Prachi, who's a Mumbai ambassador, and I have Deepthi, who's leading Bengaluru team. We are hoping to recruit somebody soon at Hyderabad. And with these leaders working with me, we're really planning to bring a big impact to the Indian work environment, Indian learning environment, in India knowledge environment for girls and women in tech in particular. So this is the direct team that is working with me, all young, aspiring, powerful girls who have done amazing things just to quickly put together stuff and to give bright ideas and to make the connections. So I have Vinita with me, I have Anusha, I have Shreya, who's I believe most of you may know. She's an India expansion lead, and Tarishi, who's working to bring in, Madhya Pradesh and central India folks into our community. Okay, something that you may be interested in knowing, and you will understand why we are actually doing it, because these statistics would impact and influence everybody to look at this as a serious case. So, what we are saying is, we have seen from research that only 14% of girls, women who actually graduate in STEM, and I would like to say it's also STEAM, in science, technology, English, arts, and math. Only 14% of them actually are continuing in their careers. Either they start the careers, give up midway, or they don't even start it, or they're not able to pursue it till the end. So that's a real thing to worry about for us, and we want to see what is it that is not conducive for them to pursue. Also, apart from just getting into careers, we are seeing that 81% dropout rate is there for girls from STEM-based studies. And we are at an alarming 127th ranking in the gender bias out of the 146 nations surveyed, pretty much at the bottom. And there's a huge 48% gender pay gap. Um, well, I am not pausing there because these figures can kind of divert our attention. But the happy news is we are trying to do something about it, and are hoping we'll be doing our own bit to, to kind of address those alarming figures. What is Women in Tech about? How do we kind of really support folks in their careers, in the education, especially STEM education? We are saying we have a job board for those who feel they have these skills, right skill sets, and they're looking out for a job. We have a job board. We can help you connect with corporates. We have events just like the one that you're in right now, where you can learn more, engage yourself better. Then we have a community where you can look for the support. Just talking to people from this community, will add a meaning to your life. You, of course, avenues will open up, but you will be so engaged in meaningful activities that it will lend a new dimension to your lives. And then programs. We're doing a lot of meaningful programs with the partners like Idemia, who want to make an impact in the community. So we're working with them to see how we can open up avenues, forums, grounds for folks who want to do something, want to learn something, to do and learn what they really want to. So, actually giving that helping hand and doing a matchmaking between what you want to do and those who can provide. And we also have DNI workshops where right from early ages, we want folks to know about sustainability, inclusivity, equity, and diversity. If if today you're seeing a board of members or you're seeing a group of people with just the same culture, or it's just women or it's just men, and there's no color, there's no variation in ethnicity, then it's actually very primitive. So we're trying to look at how you can build all those various diversity aspects within the groups that you're working in, because the exposure you get from working diverse environments, it's phenomenal. So we're trying to see how we can provide those opportunities. This is our products and services in short. And one of the things is, beyond all this, it is a community that's the biggest assets. Ever since October, we have done some events, we have had members who have joined us, and I could but not more than reiterate, just being a part of the community and interacting on a day-to-day basis adds a new dimension, new force to our lives. So just being a part of the community itself may help you feel the impact. And how do we activate the community? We have meetup sessions, and we have a portal, the Women in Tech global portal, community portal, where you can just become a member and you'll be pulled into our activities, our events, our communications, and our meetups. And then you'll be a part of our daily channels too. So what we do is we just have launched in October. So we're going to be small, agile, and nimble, and kind of just have fun. So if you want to be a part of the community in the early stages, this is the best time to be there. Uh, just see what you want to do to reach out to any of our members, to the Delhi chapter members, or lead event expansion lead, sorry, India expansion lead, and or just register yourself on the Women in Tech community portal. So our gatherings are very relaxed, enjoyable, informal. I know everybody's serious about learning, about gaining knowledge, about career aspirations, knowing what to do. You can be serious, but it can all be handled if you're relaxed and comfortable. So we want you to be extremely easy about what you want to do without the stress getting to you, because we are around and we can help you find those resources. We have those community meetups. We also sometimes plan for one-on-one with industry leaders. So if you find that they are bright students whom we have in our community and who have certain aspirations, we would connect them to lead their leaders from the industry, or maybe over dinner, or maybe over coffee, so that you're able to have one-on-one conversations about your questions, your anxieties, or any concerns, and in general, just establish the connection as a mentor. So
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for your sweet words. We'll be sharing WIT socials after the session as well.
okay. Oh, you got that. All right.
Yeah, I
So
think we are running a little bit out of the time, so
out
we'll
of
try
place.
to wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just have one slide in the end that I need to share, but I will do it at the end. Chanchal, is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So this is a slide that we need the students to know what we can offer, but we will do it at the end. So if there are any questions, we can ask at that point of time. Are we good?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, apologies. I know we went a little over time, so I'll just stop sharing right away and hand it over to you.
Just a second.
Thank you, Radhika.
Thanks, Sarika. Over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, Harsh or Chanchal, we can start, I think.
Yeah. So let's start the session. Firstly, what we'll be learning what really AI is, a simple explanation for new people, and then what Azure is, how we can use Azure to create and deploy our ML models. So it's going to be our session. Yeah, creating and deploying our first classification model. Myself first, the speaker is Chanchal. Thanks WIT for helping us to organize this event. So let's start with the basic introduction. So what artificial intelligence is? Artificial intelligence is computer doing things that we normally think of as intelligent in humans. So what we basically think is, basic thing, common sense. See, if I'm having a look at shapes, I know it's a triangle because it's looking like a triangle. It has those three sides. If it has those four sides, I know it's a square. So similarly, if we have to implement the same thing in computers, it's not that easy because for the computers, it's just images, a binary information of 0, 1, 1, 0 something. So it can't make sense whether it's a square, rectangle. So what it does is it uses its algorithm and creates pattern out of it. Using algorithms and creating patterns out of it enables it to identify what kind of shape it is. Same thing goes for a image of a, like for example, taking an animal data set, whether it's a dog, cat. So same thing it does. It creates patterns in between. It basically, you can think of it as creating equations so that while solving it, it can identify what kind of thing it is. So going with the old example of a human and a computer. So human takes sensory inputs. We have our senses, skin, eyes, nose. We take input from those, compile it in our mind. We decide what we call as common sense, and then we show it as a behavior. But there's a difference in machines. Machines take data to train a model. Firstly, like even when we are child, we were trained like whether this is a triangle, this is a circle. So same thing goes for computers as well. We have to show them that okay, this is a rectangle, this is a square. So it has to create those patterns, and out of it, it creates out a model. When we are asked, when we provide an image to this model, it basically provides us the answers depending upon its accuracy. That the following shape is a triangle. Same things come like in the classification as well. For example, this is a cluster of diseases. There can be various diseases like cancer, fever, anything. So these are basically viruses. When this following information is provided to the computer, it applies its algorithms and then decides which it closely relates with. Uh, Basically, you can say out of the cluster that, for example, you can see the marks example. If the students are passing at like 75% and students are not passing at 34%, now we ask the computer, okay, will my student be passed if they got a 40%? So they created an algorithm out of it based on the data that we provided. And now it's going to answer on the basis of that whether it will be able to pass the exam. So there are basically varieties of them. Yeah. First thing is classification. Uh, between, for example, dividing it between two colors, red and blue. Simple classification. It's going to create pattern and tell you whether it's red or blue. Another regression, creating a simple equation. For example, if I'm traveling in my car with X speed and so what will be my distance at Y time? Simple equation will be created. Out of it, its simple output will be given with the help of regression. Anomaly. Anomaly, like out of those 100 circles, which one is a triangle? This will be the anomaly example. Clustering. I gave him a set of 1,000 shapes. Now it has to cluster them based on the similarities. That these 250 images are triangles, these 500 are circles, these 250 remaining are rhombus, for example. Reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning depends on various steps. If you and I are playing chess, if I take a step and you take another step, so with like every possible combination, the probability that I win changes. So depending upon the step you took, I have to decide which is the best step according to me. So this is an example of reinforcement learning. If you guys have any doubt on what AI and ML is and what kind of models that we can create out of it, then please feel free to ask. Sure, Mohammed class. Yeah,
Hi, good evening, sir.
yeah, good evening.
Sir, sorry to say, but I actually missed the part where you introduce the anomaly part. So can you repeat
Yeah,
yeah.
anomaly is simple. Like, for example, there are like 1,000 images. Out of them, 900 are circles, but the rest 100 are triangles. So when I gave those images to them, it made similarity out of it, detecting similarity. You got it?
Okay, sir. So
Like
what's the difference? What's the difference between anomaly and clustering?
there is a big difference. In anomaly, we are detecting what's suspicious out of it. If I'm giving it like 1,000 dogs picture and a cat picture, it's saying that cat's the imposter, like kind of,
Okay.
because it doesn't belong to the same category. In clustering, I'm giving it a shape images of all the animals, and now it's saying this is a group called dog, this is a group called cat, and this is a group of horses.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I understood now. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, in the anomaly, finding the imposter, and clustering, combining similarities.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Moving on to the Azure part. What Azure does is basically provides cloud services. While working on a machine learning model, we need various resources as well. If I'm using an old PC, for example, so I won't be able to do the high compute stuff. So what if, like, for example, I have a friend of mine. He has a big GPU, big CPU installed at his home. So what if for example, if I send my code to him, basically he can run the code and give me the output. Then it would be so much easy for me because my system is very old and slow. So I won't be able to use. The same thing is provided by Azure, basically using compute, and same thing is known as cloud computing. Basically, how many of you have tried using machine learning in your uh, offline laptop, like using Jupyter? Like many of you people might have, but Jupyter can be slow in your PCs. But when you use Jupyter in Azure, they have high compute machines already available at them. So they can basically rent you kind of thing. So you provide your code to their instances, and then you can get output out of it in very fast time. It has these solutions, Azure OpenAI services, decision making. Also, what Azure has is it already has this pre-trained model. For example, if I'm using this linear regression model, creating this basic equation of a line, so it is predefined. It won't be changed with user to user. So Azure already has it predefined so that you can just easily put in your data and make a model out of it and deploy it as well. It creates solution for businesses as well as developers. So there are a lot of job opportunities as well if you are an Azure developer or a AWS. Basically, Azure and AWS do the same thing. Azure is just a byproduct of Microsoft and AWS is from Amazon. And as we all know, the rising speed of technology adoption with the increasing demand of various products, we need, for example, I won't wait a website to load for like 30 seconds. I want the website to load in like 2 seconds or something. So for that, we need heavy compute resources and newly adopted algorithms to load the website fast. Simple Microsoft timeline, what we have started, like many of you might be using Copilots, ChatGPT. All these are same thing and like made under the same branch. A bit of the history part. Firstly, Elisa was created. It was a
Very
simple.
sorry for the interruption.
Yeah,
Hello.
sure.
Very
Yeah,
sorry
Ritik.
for the interruption. Actually, I want to know, Azure is paid or free?
For the student, it provides $100 free credits, and if you become MLSA, you can get monthly credits as well.
Okay, for the students, it's $100 per month or per year.
No, no, it's one-time offer of $100. But
One
that's
time
like
offer of
enough
$100. Okay,
because as Azure is very affordable, so that won't be an issue.
okay. One more question.
Yeah,
In this session, are you going to explain about Azure and how we can use?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much.
After the slides, we'll be going directly on the Azure website and doing the things hands-on.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
okay. A bit of the history part. Firstly, like sarcastic boot what created on a command line thing. Then came a research era where new AI models were coming. Then we all knew that the first thing that came into our hand was Google Assistant, Siri, who were like a bit smarter from the other chatbots. And now it's the time of GPT and other creative generative AI things. Coming to the next, Azure provides all these things. AutoML Designer. What Designer is basically, it provides you drag and drop kind of feature. For example, it provides you kind of like drawing itself. You have the components on the left pane. You can basically drag your data object and then connect it with the linear regression or any algorithm you want to apply on it. We'll do that in a while. A simple collaboration of OpenAI and Microsoft, but they aim and they do. Basically, these are the simple kind of model that we have, GPT-3 and ChatGPT. GPT-3 enables us to have text part, right? Write a tagline for ice cream shop. It provides a text thing. Codex provides the code out of it. For example, here is a SQL structure. Dali provides you the images. I hope you all have tried these websites. If you haven't yet, I should say definitely you should go and Google these things out because they are free and you should definitely try them out. And now
Yeah,
currently, like, yeah.
So Harsh, I see one hand raise. Please go ahead.
Ritik, do you have any doubt?
No, actually, it's by mistake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no
Yeah,
issues.
carry on, Harsh.
Yeah. Dali for images, and currently a new AI also just came in within a week that was for creating 3D environments. Like for example, that you might have seen a games like PUBG as well, in which when you can write the prompt and you can get whole 3D environment out of it. Sound interesting, right? So it is also free. It was launched this week only. So you should just go and try these things out. A simple of Microsoft Cloud to setting things up. Now let's get these things hands on. So I would like you guys to just go to the Azure students. All of you have your college IDs, right? I'll be sharing a link in the group in this Teams description only. I would like you guys to go there and just avail your free credits first so that we can have.
So in case any working professional can also use these credits, Harsh?
For that, we'll need a college ID. For working professionals, we can have card discounts.
Card discounts.
Of,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Sure.
I shared the following link. All of you, please just go to the website and get your free credits. Just create a Microsoft account from your college ID that you might be having. In case you want to do that later and follow the hands-on process here, the recording will be sent to everyone so they can follow it later as well. Don't have your college email yet. Manav, the recording will be available. You can try that account later by asking someone's college email ID. So that would be better. Or you can find some ways to get a @edu email address. I'll be sharing a link of our documentation as well, in which there is a step-by-step screenshots of the same on how you can get free credits. In case anyone is facing difficulty, please do let us know. After doing that, all of you can head to ml.azure.com.
Harsh, can we please mute Aditya? I
Yeah,
think
I
we're
just did.
getting some noise. Yeah.
Is my screen visible for Azure AI website?
Yes, Harsh, I can see.
Yeah. So guys, were you able to avail the free credits or shall we start and you can do it later? So as we have the time constraint as well. Let's just keep this session a bit interactive. Like you guys can speak, open your mics.
Can you please share the recording after we are done? Because some of us may not be at home or may not have access to the laptop right now.
Yeah, once published, the recording will be shared via mail.
Yeah. And we will be sharing the recording link in the email, registered email IDs.
So I think can give you a brief about the dashboard part, so you can maybe check out later as well when you are done with setting up your account because that's going to take a bit of time. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, Harsh.
Okay, it's
Good evening, Harsh. I have a query.
yeah, please.
Actually, I already have a Microsoft account, so may I continue with that, or do I need to register using my college email ID itself?
Actually, to get student credits, you have to register from a student account only so that you can verify.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So moving over to the dashboard, you can basically see this option designer. So what designer is that I mentioned, it's basically a drag and drop kind of thing where you can just drop your things and then basically drawing your ML model of where the things are coming. Why this is important? Because while learning, you need to see how the things are made. So if I open like this template of a model, that is an image classification model, you guys can see that there is an animal images data set. It's converted to a image directory, split image directory. But if we are going to directly dive into this, we'll get confused and we'll stop learning it. So what we'll do is we'll open a blank canvas and then we'll see how we can actually do it step by step by using like we'll be understanding each and every part. So firstly, let's focus on building this linear regression model that I showed you of our equation. Moving on to the dashboard, you guys can see, right? We'll be requiring a sample data set. Just a second. Okay, so these are the sample data sets provided by Azure. So firstly, we'll be needing a data set. We're going to drag it here. And then see, we have a fixed amount of data set that we are going to both train the model and test it. So what we have to do is from this, I think we can visualize our data, right click and then preview data. Then you will be able to see here what kind of values this data has. It basically has numbers, normalized losses, uniques, and basically this is a data set, simple Excel sheet. We have to process this data and predict output out of it. We dragged our data set model and then we have to use select columns because Dataset can be wide. We don't need each and everything out of it. Okay, select columns. I have my datasets. Basically connecting it. This dataset will be provided to this select column part. And then basically going to the pipeline interface and selecting this object. Help us do this. So what we saw was there is a basically column in this normalized losses. We don't really need this thing. See, this thing is NaN. It is not available. The cleaner your data is, the more accurate your model. Simple thing. So while training our model, we need to make sure that we used as refined data as we can. So here there is a normalized data column. We don't really need it. So let's remove it using our select column in the dataset. You want to select this, select columns, edit column, and by column name from all columns, we need to exclude this column, normalize losses. Save, and we're good to go. All clear now? If you guys have doubt at any step, feel free to ask. Then we have to clean our data. Cleaning our data means simply removing the null columns. Clean missing data. We'll drag it here and clean it. So we can also set parameters on how the way should we clean our data, which can be whether we can like fill a default value like putting 0 everywhere or something. So we'll just open it. I think some guys are waiting in the lobby. Yeah. Here comes cleaning the missing data. Coming to the columns, which column do we need to clean? We need to clean all the columns. Save. Cleaning all the columns. And coming here. Also, what we need to do is just cleaning mode. Substitution. Basically, if the values are null, we can just simply put 0 there or anything replacing with the mean. So what we are doing here is removing the entire column. For example, if I have an incomplete data set of a car, this is the automobile data set. So if there is any incomplete column, we are going to simply remove that column just to have our model more accuracy. And we can work on this. See, another main thing that we need to learn now is dividing our data sets into two types. For example, if I teach you everything that I'm going to ask in the exam, then you will be able to answer all the questions correctly in the ideal case. Same thing we're going to do here. In the data set, what we are going to do is we are going to divide our data set into two parts, training data set and test data set. It can be of any proportion. For example, I teach you 50% and I ask you other 50%. Because considering the ideal case, if I train you with everything, your accuracy will become 100%. Got it? If you guys have any doubt, just ask. Then we are going to split our data set. Split data. So you guys can see like how easy it is to just do these steps. If you are working on code, you have to like write each and every line of code for the same. Splitting data. Splitting data, like fraction of rows in the first row. I can simply put it as 70%, for example. Like I can say I'll be using like 70% of the data to train it, and the rest 30% of the data to test it. Splitting data. Okay. We connected our, after cleaning the data, we connected it to splitting the data. And then simply bring it to 70% and then splitting the data. Moving on to the next step. After this, we have to train our data. train model. We'll be using a linear regression model, linear regression. Here you can just simply input the name of the algorithm that you want to use. And we'll drop our train model object and connect it with our data set as well as the algorithm we are going to use. Train model and simple linear regression. We're going to use linear regression and data set will be this. Like this, we are going to connect it. And train model, a train model. See, this data set is having like 10 to 15 rows. So while using linear regression, I have to specify, right, which part I have to predict. For example, these are the features. So based on these features, if I have an Excel sheet, like let's open this one only. Yeah. I have these all the features. Now I have to decide that which field I have to predict. So if it's a car stat, so we have to decide what will be the price of the same. So we'll take an input of all these values and then predict the price out of it. So we'll just go back to the train model part and select the column which we want to predict. Pipeline interface, train model, and label. Column names, and then we can simply put in price. So this is going to like predict price from the all inputs. So we can see our pipeline is looking more like this. What's a pipeline? Pipeline is basically set of procedures, like the sequence in which it should be followed. For example, firstly we pick the data set. Then what we are doing is we are selecting columns that are useful to us, then cleaning the missing data to improve the accuracy of our model, splitting the data into test and train, applying an algorithm that we chose linear regression as this one, and then training our model on linear regression and the training data set that we created. Now comes the part to score our model. Like after the model is being made, we need to know, right, that what's the accuracy of the same and everything. So scoring our model. Yeah, like this. To score it, we need to provide it the model and then the result data. Okay, we divided our data into two parts, right? Test and train. So we use the training data set to create the model. Now we use our test data set to score the model. Basically, we trained it and now we have to test it by providing the inputs, whether it's predicting them right or wrong, like this, and then simply evaluating our model. Evaluate model, you will drag it here. Yeah, like this. So looks like we are ready to go with our first machine learning model with linear regression. If you guys have any doubt on how to use the interface, on how, like, if you have any part in any element, if you have any doubt, just feel free to ask. And if you are getting some doubts cleared and feeling that we got all the doubts cleared, then please say that as well. Guys, can we have some inputs?
No doubts.
Okay, so you understood, right? Like how this data, this model, this whole pipeline has been made. And how, and I'm sure that when you guys will get your accounts, you will definitely try this, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Asim has his hand up, Harsh.
If anyone has doubt, please
Yes.
feel free to open your mic. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask, is there any option through which I can create my own data set on which I can perform this prediction?
Yeah, definitely. There is an option like when you go to data, you can simply click plus and upload your data set. Because
And
as the data set you might be using could be large, so it might take time uploading as well. If there is an image classification data set, for example, of all the animals. So I have to upload this much data set, right? It would be minimum of like 3-4 GB. So I have to upload that. So it might take time. So I
Yeah.
simply took the default like available data set. Yeah.
Okay, and will it take any format like Excel or JSON or a CSV file?
Yeah, it can take CSV, Excel, JSON. Yeah, it will work.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's another question from Drishti Harsh.
Yeah.
Drishti, you want to go ask it yourself? Okay, she says, can you also demonstrate how we can use more than one model and compare which model performs better? I thought you gave an overview, but I think she probably wants to know the comparison. How do you do that? And how do you evaluate performance?
To evaluating it against another model, we need to choose another algorithm. For example, there was linear. I choose like logistic regression or any other algorithm component, and then choosing another. But choosing the algorithm also depends on what kind of data set you access. For example, here it's linear. Let's choose another logistic regression. Okay. Now you guys have to tell me which part do we need to correct. Okay. Let's try this. Here is my data. I cleaned it. I split it into two parts, training and test. So to test it against another algorithm, I have to provide it the same this part. Yeah, like this. Multi-class. Yeah. I will have to provide this data set to this algorithm. Again, we have to create this whole part again because I can't connect it to two parts. So you have guys have to do the same thing. Basically copy this part, provide this data set to this logistic regression, and then train the model, score it and evaluate it. So you will have like two pipelines in the same file, and then you have to see which model is providing more accuracy. We usually do this. And in fact, there are many research paper on the same as well on evaluating what's the best algorithm that we can use. I hope your doubt is answered, Diksha. If yes, then please let us know.
Okay, I have a
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it
I think your voice is not audible.
okay? Is it
Yeah, Ritik.
is it required to create a test and a train data each time, or we
Yeah,
can go through just
it
data
is.
set?
No. It's important
Oh,
at every step to divide it into two parts. See, for example, I
oh,
consider you as an ideal student. So whatever I teach you, if I ask the same thing, you are going to
okay.
always like answer me correctly, right? But here I have to
Yeah.
check your accuracy on how well you are doing if some third person asks you. Got it?
Okay.
If I am your
Okay.
teacher
Okay.
and if I teach you everything and then I ask you something out of it,
Yeah.
you will definitely answer. It's a machine.
Yes.
It's an ideal student. So if a third person is going, okay, if I evaluated you and taught you everything,
Mm,
I told you that you scored 100%. And if a third person comes and he asks something out of Azure to you, you might or might not answer. So I was not
yeah.
able to evaluate you. You got it?
Yeah, I got.
So, yeah, here what we are doing is 70-30. I taught you only 70% and evaluated you on the rest 30%. So I was able to get a correct score out of you, whether you were able to score it or not. Okay.
Okay. So with the help of test data, we are just testing it's going for correct data or not. It's
Yeah.
showing correct result or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
simply
Great.
like see it as like I have like 50 problems in your maths notebook. I give you all 50 and ask one of them in your exam. So ideal
To
students
check.
will score 100%. Now if the
Okay.
student will go to competitive exam, they will face difficulty because till now they were told like they scored 100%, but now they are not able to solve it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope your
Thank you.
doubt has been answered. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's
Okay. Same thing goes about evaluating two models. You have to do this, and I hope you guys after this session will watch the recording and try to do this on your own. So let's move on the after part. After we have created this, we have to what, like configure and submit. We created this. We have to name this as an experiment. Description. Okay. Next. Next. Then we have to use a compute cluster. What actually is a compute cluster? This is your friend's PC that you are renting. For example, for the time being, assume that Azure is your friend. He's renting you PCs to have your models code. This is a website. See, website can't use my PC that I'm using. It's just a website. It can't use my PC to run the things. So it would need to rent a PC. And how I'm going to rent it? I'm going to rent it with the help of Azure. He's my friend and he's going to rent me PC, which are better than mine. See, you can see the cost here, $0.23 an hour, and 4 vCPUs and 14 GB RAM. See, it would be more than many of the GPUs you are using in your hands right now. So here I already have a cluster running, but when you will do, there will be option of creating a Azure ML cluster. You will go there and basically write in the names, choose what kind of GPU you would like to rent. For this one, it's just a simple program, so you can choose any one of them and basically start it. After starting, basically a data store, like from the place where you're using sample data set. If, for example, one person asked, right, that how can I upload my own data set? So when you will upload your own data set, you will have to select that option here that you uploaded your own data set. But currently we are using the Azure data set only, that it's providing it as sample. So we are using that only. Going to next part, review. Okay, these are the parts and submit. Okay, pipeline job has been submitted. So this is the main part of creating a pipeline. Now comes the deployment part. So view details. Then let's move on that. Yeah, this is the pipeline that we created. Okay. Come here. Ops created and till now, do you guys have any doubt? Just let us know.
No.
Okay. Then simply go into jobs and then the pipeline that you created now. Okay, this one is running. It's going to simply show like this as it's running. See, you can see these dashes, right? So this is basically step it is on. It basically took our data set. Now it's doing selecting columns and then it will complete it. After it's done processing through all the pipeline and the diagram that you made, all the flow that you created, then it's going to enable you to deploy it. Basically, first you have to create it, right? So currently it's processing. It might take a while. On the first program as well, it might take a time. Let me check if I have some another project that's already done so I can show you. It might take like a minute or two for the same. For example, this one. Yeah, this one, as you can see, it's the same, right? Yeah. See, when you will deploy it, you have to convert it into web mode. See, now you have already made the model. I told you everything. Now it's the time to evaluate you. So you won't be requiring that dataset object. So when you will click on deploy option, then it will already input, removing all the dataset part. See, it was there, na? Select columns in the dataset. Before there was a dataset. Now it's removed. This is removed. It won't be used anymore. Now the input will be passed from the user that I am. Okay, now you have trained. Now I'll be providing you all the features of the car. Now you are the one who has to give out the price of it. So there will be a web input. Okay, selecting columns will happen. transformations will be applied, as I told you, missing values, and then the model will be scored and evaluated, and it's going to provide the output of the same. Okay. Once the pipeline is created, you have to convert it into web mode like this, and then you can simply deploy it from here. Simply writing a name for it, creating a compute for it again, and simply deploy. And then you can use it as an API or anything everywhere. Is that clear? Okay. Coming on to the images part, one way is this one. Simply drawing to designer again. And here is a template which you can use. See, image classification might be a bit complex. I honestly did not want you guys to just directly put in there and just you guys would be confused because in images there are various things. Simply you see like animal images dataset. They took okay. Convert to image directory. Okay. They converted it to a directory which can be readable. Split image directory, test train, same thing. And then split image directory again. And applying various transformations. See, while dealing with the image, we have to apply various filters as well. As you might have seen, like in your Photos app or somewhere, when you can see that this is a black and white image, RGB image. So all these transformations are applied during this process. So you have to do all this. It already provided right there. PyTorch is the library which helps us enable this. And DenseNet is the model. For example, there was a linear regression model, right? Now it's DenseNet model for the same. And then we'll be simply scoring and evaluating the model. Same way, you can see we just changed the algorithm, applied some transformations, and it's the exact same as those linear regression simple model that we create. Okay, do you guys have any doubt on how the image classification has been done? This one is a template only. When you will go to a designer, you can simply come here and it will be there. See, there are other models provided as well if you want to guys want to learn on the same binary classification, wide and open. And then, okay, this is the nerd way that we know everything, we know what kind of things that we need to drag. But if you want Azure to do it all on itself, so Azure custom here vision is the same thing. There we need to drag and drop each and every part. But in Azure custom vision, we just need to upload our data and just do our stuff. So let's go to Azure custom vision once. Yeah, just a second. You guys can just search here. Azure custom vision. And then basically you have to create one. I created a one, and after this part, after creating, you have to go to another vision website called custom vision dot just a sec, custom vision dot AI. This is the simple naive way that you can just simply put on creating a new project. Okay, for example, I'll open this one only. Classification, a variable classification, anything. Now you have to add your images. Like I'll just come here, add my images that's been labeled. It was a food data set, right? If I see, I uploaded these 4 images of vegetables. Now see, in these 4 images, it won't be able to work. You have to go on Google and search for vegetable images dataset. It needs like 1,000, 2,000 images to train on it. So you can't just use like 3, 4 images to train it. And you can just write Kaggle as well. Kaggle is a famous website. You can just find your dataset. See, once you come here, you can see it has this dataset, food and vegetable recognition. It's of 2 GB. So if you guys want to work on the same, you guys just download it and upload these images here. And then you have to train it because here, like, I don't have enough images and we don't have enough time to upload and download these things. So you guys have to just train it and here in the prediction section, you will be able to just have everything there. Okay. So do you guys understand both the methods of image classification, both the naive way and how we can do the designer thing? Are you guys good to go?
Just one question, Harsh. So
Yeah.
Kaggle, it's available free, I believe, right? The data sets?
Yeah. Kaggle is free and it like launches various research projects as well, like research competitions where you can
Okay.
just put in your research paper. You can find any kind of data set there, any kind.
Okay. Which means even the medical data set and enough
Yeah, anything. Like
volumes, enough
basically,
size for us to gain some mental,
yeah,
because it
exactly.
needs a
It's
certain threshold of. Okay, cool.
yeah,
And
disease
just
prediction. So yeah.
yeah, you got this. Oh, wonderful, good. So this
Yeah.
Kaggle is what? Is it related to any geo, but it's a global data set?
It can vary like distance to distance as well. I mean, it's available whether local as well or depends.
Oh, okay.
It's just a open source pool of data set where you can find your data set.
Oh, got it. And I
And these
just
data
saw
sets
that.
are like, yeah,
Yeah,
made for this purpose only of training it.
training. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the underlying thing, and this all clean data, right? So, um,
It might
the
and might not be clean
attributes. Oh, okay, I see.
because it's always a good practice to clean your data before working on it,
Yeah.
just to improve the
Definitely.
accuracy.
That brings me to the point of yeah, junk in, junk out. So, if you create all these concerns around Gen AI and other AI thing is if you create opinions with a bias, the output also will have a bias. So there's this whole conversation around
Yeah,
how do you clean up certain things and that. Yeah, but it's another topic. Very interesting to have that. Also, I
exactly.
just wanted to bring your attention to another question by Drishti again. She wants to know if there's a feature which can suggest suitable algorithms or models for your task, like an AI thing, which maybe she's looking at assist.
For that part, I don't think we really have a AI. For that, you will have to go the hard way of studying various algorithms and where they are used. And then you have to decide that, like, for example, these 5 algorithms can be used here. And then you will have to evaluate. And like, not everything can be done by AI. So yeah, the correct
Good
procedure
one.
will be you will have to study everything, like basically that. See, I just told you it's linear regression, but there are like hell lot of algorithms.
Yeah.
That's why there are job exists called machine learning developer. So you will have to understand everything, when and why they are used. And then basically out of these 5 that can be used, you have to evaluate which one is working fine and the best on this.
Yeah.
Because accuracy, see, accuracy, we know this is as just single term. But if you're talking in terms of machine learning model, there are like multiple type of accuracies. F1 score, confusion matrix, simple accuracy,
Mhm.
mean
Yeah.
accuracy. There are mean error, like a lot of terms are there. So depending upon your purpose, like on for what accuracy you need the most, which type of accuracy, you evaluate all the suitable models that we can use on it, and then we use that.
Yeah.
I hope your answer is
Yeah, the
yeah.
question, well, I'm sure she didn't get the answer she wanted, but yeah, the maybe something that would allay
Yeah.
her fear is it's not a difficult thing. You have Google, you have resources at your fingertips, and now you have your chat GPT or others who can help you get to this resource and explain it in a more easy manner. So yeah, so then statistical skills, are you saying hers is statistical skills extremely important, or we just need to know the applicability of that? Is that also good enough?
See, both have their different job roles. There is a specific job role of statistical thing as well, known as data analyst.
Yeah.
That's been trending a lot. See, this new world is like full of data. The company has a lot of data. Google has a lot
Yeah.
of data. They need someone to make sense out of it. For that, various new jobs are coming up. Data analyst, data engineer, who have this whole pool of data. This is just a static data. There is a running flow of data as well. For example, it's a bank. The transactions are happening. So I have to work on that stream of data as well. So various job roles come out of it, and both of them are important. Machine learning developer, basically they have a static data set, they work, apply algorithms on it and predict something. Like, okay, if this transaction was done from a bank account, could it be a fraud or not? Like that, machine learning. Data analytics. Okay, you watched this X movie, so you might like this Y movie as well.
Predictive or in a more
Yeah,
leading
yeah.
metrics.
So this was the example of making sense of the data. But okay, if you watch these 10 movies, which 11th movie would you watch?
Yeah,
And machine learning
you
as
need
well.
to predict, yeah, to engage and
Yeah. And if this is a car you are going to buy, then what would be the expected price? For example, the car is launching next month, but its price is not revealed yet.
price point. Yeah.
Yeah, if it has these specs, then what would be its price? Then it's an example of machine learning. It's a vast field, and I would definitely appreciate you guys. And like, I would say that you guys should definitely go into this. I'll also share the link of some machine learning course that's free.
Yeah.
There is one of Stanford as well, if you will search for it. So it's a vast field, guys. Just go there and explore.
Yeah, we recently had a first team do a similar activity, and they also shared a lot of free resources which we can socialize with the community soon. Yeah, but these free resources are a great input to the audience,
Yeah.
and anything that's easy to also assimilate will be fantastic. Okay, and
You
there's
guys should,
Shreya.
yeah, Stanford online. Yeah.
Great stuff, online courses in this.
Okay.
And then there's Shreya who's asking about what do you mean by compute time and why did we choose AKS to that?
AKS is just the name that they are using to reference it. Compute we need. See, for example, I'm not like, have you guys ever tried using a local website like which works offline? Like, I'm not sure if you guys are into web dev. See, if something is running on my computer, it can't be accessed by everyone. For that, we need, okay, Mohammed Kasif tried. So what I'm saying is, what you are using, the website you are using, right? That is also someone's computer. Any website you visit is actually a website running on someone's computer that you are accessing. So for the compute to run, you created a model, you have to deploy it, and multiple people would be able to access that. So to enable that, we have to like run it on a common computer, right? I'm sitting here, I need to run it, like basically provide this API to you. Then it would be a computer, right? Which should be situated in maybe US or somewhere. So basically for that purpose, we need that compute. Simple. Compute is simple, like someone else's computer you're renting. That's it. Okay.
So do we
Any other
need
doubt,
to
guys?
so,
Yeah.
so do we
Harsh,
need go
yeah,
ahead, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So, do we need more time, Harsh, or I think we can have another session on the same topic? Maybe we can resume
I
from
think,
here in the another
yeah,
session.
yeah, definitely. Like we are also running out of time as well. So I would
Yeah,
like appreciate if you guys would just create your accounts, try this much, and then we'll go deep dive into the same thing.
right.
Because if we'll go like to each and every component, then it's going to take a lot of time.
A lot of time. Yeah.
It can become a whole course on itself. So it was just a demo, just to like um, awake the curiosity inside out of you guys. So yeah, like that.
Right. So, I would like to hear any feedbacks or anything from everyone. Maybe a thumbs up or like any questions, any queries. Okay, cool. Guys, can you switch on your camera for a second, if possible? I know it's weekend, but can we do it?
And if you do it, we're going to reveal a fun fact about Harsh, who actually
Yeah.
appeared quite serious with the topic, but we have something to reveal about him. And but the only condition is we need to see you all to know whether you all were tickled by it or not. So please open up your videos and we can take a group page. And I have one bit to share about some programs that we have which are upcoming, and those who are interested could also be a part of those. Just allow me a moment. Here I go.
So the incentive part, we have that attendance sheet of your that's automatically filled in. We'll be sharing a Google form, a quiz link where like the top 25 students would be receiving the incentives, LinkedIn Premium, Xbox passes,
Okay.
and MLS certificates will be mailed to you within a week.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Hers. I'm sure they would find getting the certificate, valuable. Meanwhile, I think 1 hour is just not enough. I know you just scratched the surface to give them an idea of why it's not really difficult to get those configuration settings done to set up your first ML model, and that clear distinction between how you work on a static data set versus something that is happening over time, and you're learning from how the patterns are emerging and are able to predict. So that kind of a mind mapping is also very important, just to know how we can apply these to relevant use cases. So having said that, I just wanted to make sure that we're not missing sharing with you what we have for the student community as a part of our Women in Tech India initiative. So very quickly, we have avenues for counseling and mentoring. We know that while you're in your undergraduate courses and kind of have in your final year, you are looking for the right streams and right avenues of career to pursue, and then what skill sets additionally that you would require to make you market ready, or and which geos you need to apply for further education, or which companies and what they need and how and stuff like that, and what matters to you. So we do offer those counseling and mentoring sessions. Then we have a wonderful partnership with many companies who are into CSR, who want to make an impact, and they also come from a global cultural background. So one of the things they feel is it will be great for our girls, for our women, for community members to have a kind of a finishing school like module which can help you understand the soft skills around corporate life, your workplace norms, your email etiquette, your communication skills, so that you're able to quickly project yourself in the tight competitive environment that you have during your interviews or in your internships or in your initial probation periods. So that's another thing. And the third thing is about coming to, once you have those entire front facing first impression skills, then how do you deepen your knowledge around niche areas? So just like we had Harsh who came in and gave a quick overview on how easy it is to do it just is the step one. You can deepen those connects, so we can have deeper training sessions on AI, blockchain, NFTs. We have a wonderful women member on the Women in Tech Global team who's doing some futuristic projects using NFTs and blockchain, and we can kind of just open it up to you to understand how you can put it to good use. So we can have those training sections and open up these links to free courses and resources which we gather from across the globe and from within our communities. Also, with the corporate partnership that we have, we can provide job shadowing opportunities where you get a chance to work with a corporate for a week or a month or maybe 3 months, so that you know what it means to be on the ground zero. And most importantly, the most underplayed thing, networking. I think culturally in India, of course, we've realized the power of networking, but then I think from an early age, from schools, it's very important that you go get that exposure, meet people, understand their stories, understand the experience, understand what's laying out for you. You can either use this to be inspired, or you can even I know many students have started their own startups. You can use these connections for your startups. Yeah, I think somebody's unmuted. Can you? Okay. So all that you need to do to be a part of these programs, to be connected with us, is register as a member on our community site, or reach out to Shreya Gupta, who's our India expansion lead. I did not open up her email address and phone here, but you can always ping on the chat and we'll give it to you. Follow us on the LinkedIn, the Women in Tech India chapter on LinkedIn, and you can get connected from there. Or you can even talk to your university, or connect us with them to enable these programs at your university level. Well, that's about it from my side, and I'm so glad that you all made it. This is where you can get in touch with us, and if you can, any concluding lines from you, Sarika, Harsh, and we can then have that nice group photo and reveal what Harsh has to say about his funny side.
Yeah. So funny side, I can take it now.
Okay.
So maybe we have like 40 right now attendees, and I think most of you guys might be liking the Avengers, right? So Harsh is really crazy about this Avengers, and what we say that in the Marvel universe, the Avengers assemble to save the day. In the world of machine learning, algorithm assemble inside to shape the future. So, so Harsh,
That's scary.
oh, so Harsh,
Yeah.
any comments?
Like everyone has like some things, but like maybe just like have your passion aside. You like things as well, enjoy them as well. Go to weekends, make memories, and just work as well in the weekdays. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's great to have a funny side always that can get you entry to everybody's hearts. And who was the sleepy one? Was it Chanchal?
Yeah, she was Chanchal.
I hope she's not sleeping here. Chanchal, are you asleep? Okay, good to hear from you. And yeah, come on. I think some of you must have the courage to open up your cameras. Come on, we need to see at least 5 from this entire gang of 70 members. And maybe we may have some surprises for them.
Right.
Yeah, open
Harsh,
up your cameras, guys,
yeah.
including Harsh. Yes.
Yeah, Harsh, just check the camera permission maybe. Oh, hi
Wow.
Nandini, we can see you.
Awesome.
Wow.
Lovely to see you, young
Hello, ma'am.
folks. Yeah.
Hi.
Well done,
Lovely.
guys. Well done. So happy you're, taking time off to get onto a session like this. I know it's a busy Saturday. Great to see you all. And
Yeah.
with your permission, yeah, hi Vipin. And with your permission, can we take a screen grab? Are you guys okay?
I want Harsh, we are waiting for you. We want to see you.
Just a sec, my camera is not working. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. And if you can give this nice smile and the thumbs up, and if you really like the session, yeah, and that'll be a good one. Yes. So who's getting the screen grab? Sarika, you're
I
doing it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
because my
just
hand
doing
is
it.
up.
Just just a minute, guys. 1 second. And here
Revant, we need some TD smiles.
we go.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Well done. Come join us, be connected, and we'll see what else we can do for you all.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good Saturday.